We're joined today on CivilNet by Nora Armani, who is a screen actress, stage actress, and in Armenia for 3 weeks on a very interesting project. So thank you so much for being here. And
Thank you.
Why don't you tell us what you did during your time?
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Well, I have been invited by the National Drama and Cinematography Academy of Armenia in Yerevan by the dean, Mr. Armen Mazmanyan, who has just been appointed dean recently, and to teach a master class in acting and spend some time with the local students. I worked with 3 different classes, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful experience. I worked with the Yerevan students for 1 week, and I also went to Shushi and worked with the students in Shushi for 4 days. We did a shorter version in Shushi.
Let's focus on that portion of your trip. Why go there? And while you were there, what were you able to impart?
It was part of the same plan. There is a very, very interesting element over there that definitely deserves and needs to be developed. It's the raw talent and the desire to learn and do something and open up to the world, and that really, really should not be neglected.
Sure. We talked a little bit off camera. What do you notice about I don't want to say the Armenian acting style, but the acting style in general that's imparted in this region that maybe you like or do not like?
Well, the thing is that in Armenian theater, especially in Yerevan, or some theaters, one should never generalize, because the moment you start saying Armenian theater is like this, somebody might come and say, wait a minute, I do Armenian theater and I'm not like that. So of course there are always exceptions, but I saw a couple of plays and you go, okay, this is how probably the French used to act 300 years ago. It's like, because acting is not taking a good posture and saying, well...
Does it feel overdone?
Oh, way overdone. And it's the feeling that if you don't do that, like you're not acting.
But when you teach a course that obviously teaches a different form of acting, do you notice resistance?
I did not notice any resistance in Shushi, whereas I did in Yerevan.
That's very interesting. What did you take from that?
Well, I take from that the influences and the different currents that people are subjected to in the big cities are much stronger. Whereas people who are in Shushi, that's what I meant when I talked about raw talent. It's like they are ready, they are there, they are open. And this kind of theater, you have to make yourself available. You have to strip yourself of preconceived ways and ideas and styles and whatevers. And I noticed in the students in Shushi that they were ready and willing and open. In Yerevan, I did have some people who were there with some preconceived ideas, but very quickly they realized what we were working toward, and very, very soon the group was kind of homogenized and we were able to continue the work.
Right. We know, unfortunately, you are getting on a plane relatively soon, and well, heading back to wherever back is, because you're
wherever back is.
You're touring all over. But is there any more involvement? Is there follow-up? Is there things going forward with Armenia?
The school has been under Mr. Mazmanyan's directorship. They've been really open, and they've had other people come from Japan, from Italy, from other parts of the world, from Russia, to do master classes with the students, but in different other areas, not necessarily in acting. And as far as I know, this was the first of its kind. For me also, it was kind of a trial balloon, let's put it that way, because I didn't know what to expect. And maybe it went well because I didn't come with particular expectations. I didn't come here to impart certain knowledge that I have gained and I know that this is the truth. No, for me as well, it's always a learning experience. And because of that, because of the way it went and how successful it was, I think, definitely Mr. Mazmanyan wants to prolong the exchanges. And certainly with Shushi and Karabakh, I had meetings with the Minister of Culture there, and we definitely have plans for the future.
That is fantastic. Ms. Nora Armani, thank you so much for joining us today. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. You have an elaborate resume, and it's impressive that you speak 4 languages, but even more impressive is how many languages you have acted in. So tell us how many languages you have acted in.
Well, I've acted in, obviously, Armenian, Arabic, because I was born in Egypt, and I've done Egyptian television series, English, British and American, French, Turkish, Russian, Hebrew.
On that note, thank you so much for joining us, and you can say goodbye in whichever language you prefer.
Շնորհակալություն and ցդեսություն.